And of course, my mother had a heart attack while I was at college in 1988. And people said I didn't care because I didn't go to see her in hospital. Well, it took me a long time to work this out. It was kind of subconscious, that, because the last memory I have of my nana, who I was very fond of, was she accused me of something that my uncle had done before World War II and called me by his Christian name, because she had dementia. I mean, I didn't want to remember my mother like that, but yeah, I mean, my concentration went within hours, because I was shown a video at college a few days after my mother's heart attack. I don't think I told anybody at college about it, but they said you voiced opinions about that last week, and we'd seen that it was at least a half-hour video, and I just sat there and said, "Have we seen the video?" I wasn't even aware we'd seen it. I mean, that's from an award-winning student who used to concentrate really hard. But now, I mean, I'm older now. But yeah, I mean, what if someone had put drugs in my food then? And that's why I was like that. I mean, performance car could have killed someone with it, couldn't it? I don't know. 1275 Mini could have killed someone with it, couldn't it? Any car. It's ridiculous. But I mean, I was just an ordinary person. Why would they do that to me? Doesn't make sense. And obviously, they must have been doing that in the factory I was working in. So, because obviously, that could have caused the misjudgment that I made there about what was going on there and what was actually going on there. And it's literally all that sent me on. Well, it's made me. Who knows why I was knocked off my bike? Nobody, because there was only me and the car that hit me on the roundabout, and there was only the driver in the car. He just said, "Oh, he rode out in front of me." Well, he would see a body come through hanging through the windscreen, bleeding badly, and he wouldn't know whether I was alive or dead, would he? He'd have to cover himself, but he'd be liable insurance-wise. If he said it was his fault, the insurance might not pay out if I'd been killed, because in those days they didn't. And that's the thing, you know. I mean, that could have been caused by somebody drugging my food without me knowing. It wouldn't be a member of my family, but yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, if you feel good about that, well, you should be put through something like that and feel the pain when you wake up in your head. Then you'll know what pain is, because you'll have never felt pain like that. It is unbelievably painful. I don't know whether my skull was fractured. I don't know how badly injured I was. I can remember some of it, but yeah, I mean, my notes disappeared at some point because I was transferred 17 miles to the nearest head injuries specialists, and my notes were lost on the way back. They don't know what happened to them. I think that's when they were lost. But they had no idea how to treat me. And that's the thing. I couldn't open my mouth, so I couldn't speak, so they didn't know what my mind was like. And Dad said he asked the consultant at that hospital, he said, it'd be 3 months before we know whether he's brain damaged or anything like that, or whether he's right. But I don't think he'd I don't know how he knew that. He possibly realised my jaw would start to open, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I was eventually put in a mental ward because I was just acting bizarre. I didn't know who I was. I had no memory at all. And I was doing things I just wouldn't normally do. And I was diagnosed with an illness that's sort of debatable, because I had one injection, I went to sleep after it, and when I woke up I was fine. So I thought, this psychiatrist is flipping good, because I was talking complete nonsense. I was just bizarre out of me. I was completely out of my mind. And that's the thing. I've recently been told it would take 3 months of that injection to control psychosis. So he's made a mistake, hasn't he? He should have known that. But I'm not going to sue, because that money could be better spent on something else. And it would come out the NHS funds, and, well, it might pay for an OAP's hip joint or something like that, because there'd be an awful lot of money. I'd be owed an awful lot, because, you know, I mean, I could sue for 30 years of assault with a needle and stuff, couldn't I? Because I didn't need it. I didn't really protest about it, but I don't really do that. But, you know, I mean, I thought that psychiatrist is brilliant. He's cured me like that, because I realised I wasn't well. I knew it wasn't right, but, you know, I mean, you have some inkling that when you're in the pub yard talking to your mate about getting him to come out and see your horse in the backyard, that you wouldn't tie a horse up in the backyard and it wouldn't be sweating, because I was saying, no, it's not a very good one. Look at it sweating. Well, that was quite remembering what my dad had said. And have I ever worked out why I thought I had an horse? Possibly it's just something to do with my dad was always at the races because he enjoyed it. And that's what I say. He didn't like them if they sweated. He wouldn't back them if they sweated because they weren't fitting. Did I say the horse's name? No, I don't think I did. I don't think I told anybody. I thought it was Dick Turpin and then King Arthur and then a Knight of the Round Table and stuff like that. But obviously that's been caused by somebody's backing me food. It's not funny and it's cost the NHS and the government a hell of a bloody lot. Because I was on benefits for years.